All right, hello. I'm going to show you guys how to access the data that's from the real-time database and how we can use it in the rest of your game. So some people had problems actually accessing the data that happens in the on data change because it's a void. It doesn't return any data. So one way you can get around this and actually access the data is by in your core folder, you can implement some sort of class. So I've just implemented a data holder class. Now you could choose to use your model instead. And you're going to keep your variables for the data in the model, and you're going to have some sort of access function. So you can just have like getter functions and setter functions, and then have these be public or private or whatever encapsulation you want. So the point is you have methods to actually set the values and get the values. So you could just have your model. And then in your interface class, which is, sorry, not the interface class, but the actual interface itself, you're going to want to change the functions. So you in the previous video, we had set on value change listener, and we had nothing in here. And in the class, we didn't actually take in anything, but I've changed it in this video. So I'm now taking in an instance of the data holder class. So once again, you could have your model here. And so the interface doesn't have anything else than just taking in the actual class. Then if you take a look at the core interface class, which we also implemented last time, I just changed it to actually take it in, but I don't do anything in the core folder. The same thing with the desktop, because we just have to implement the interface, otherwise it won't run with LibGDX. So lastly, in the actual Android interface class in the Android folder, this is where we have access to the real-time database because it's an Android package. We actually take in the same thing, the data holder class, which again is from the core, so it can actually access it. And we also want to actually do things with the class here. So once you get into the on data change function, we know the data has changed at this point because it's being called, and we have our value. And what I can do is I can actually say data holder dot some value. So I can show you I can actually write data holder, and I can actually access the things in the class, which is in the core here. So I can just say some value equals value, which is what we're getting from the data snapshot. We're storing it right here, and it's a string. And in my data holder class, it's also a string. So let's have a look here. And then I can also call, for example, print some value, which is just my function right here. It literally just prints out whatever value is there, so we can see it in the console. So I'm just going to show you that this works. I'm just going to run it on the emulator. And the app starts, and we can see here from print some value, hello world. And from print some value, this is new text. So let's take a look at our MyGDX. What am I doing? I'm just doing the same thing as in the last video, except I'm actually passing in my data holder. So I'm actually creating the data holder class right here, passing it into the set on value change listener. So it's actually accessible in the function right here, and not doing anything else. So these calls are from this class once the on data change happens. So if you use your model instead, and you know what you're listening for in the different on data change events, you can just call whatever function you want in your model, and then in your game, you have your render function. Every game take something happens, you will actually have updated values in your models, and you can just react to those changes as they happen. All right, I'll push this code on GitHub so you can have a look if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So